Services such as chainsaw, tree climbing and rescue, pesticides, working in heights, and ATV training. Other courses offered include first aid responder, manual handling, and building safety, to name but a few. For a full list of training courses and availability, contact Northwest Forestry Services Ballybuffet on 074 9132 033.
Bring home little wins for less, because Lidl's Big Baby event is back. Sleep like a baby by saving €5 on our Loopy Loo travel cot, now only $34.99 with Lidl Plus. And for your bundle of joy, bundle award-winning Loopy Loo wipes 89 cents and nappies from just 99 cents. Shop without compromise. Go full Lidl today.
Are you renovating your home or moving house? Either way, it may require a clear-out. Before you fill your skip with items you no longer need, think circular and ask yourself, can the item be reused, given to family or friends, recycled, donated to charity, or even sold? So think before you skip it. Go to mywaste.ie for help and suggestions on how to do a clear-out in an efficient and circular way. Brought to you by the Government of Ireland.
The Hyundai 252 Offers event is happening this week. Discover the all-new Inster, 2025 World Electric Vehicle, and the Santa Fe, Women's World Car of the Year 2025. Explore the new Ioniq 5 and discover why Ireland loves the best-selling Tucson and award-winning Kona. The Hyundai 252 Offers event happening this week.
Your local dealer is Divers Hyundai, Canal Road, Letterkenny. Call 91 22 600.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhenney's. Get set for summer with all new arrivals dropping every week, from fashion to footwear and homeware to cosmetics. Discover more in-store or shop online at mcelhenneys.com today.
Okay, you're very welcome back to the programme. The weather continuing nice and sunny, and temperatures in the low 20s. Right, we are back streaming across all our platforms now. My apologies for those of you watching on YouTube and X, but Caroline made me dump you out. Are you going to come back? I don't know, but Caroline's the boss. Okay, hopefully. Right, so Community Hero. We had a huge response to this, as we always do with these initiatives, which is fantastic.
Yeah, this year was actually record-breaking. I could not believe... It was a little bit quiet to start with, but it just went absolutely crazy, Greg. And I say we had well over 1,100 nominations.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's about 4 times as many as I thought we might
have
received.
It was amazing. And there was one person in particular who got hundreds, and I mean hundreds.
Are you going to mention their name, or should we just reveal it through the course of the video?
I think we'll reveal it as we go, but okay. he got hundreds upon hundreds of nominations, and rightly so for what he's been doing. So, but yeah, across the board, very difficult to decide. We shortlisted it down to a number, and we eventually got there. So we had 3 winners, but we have a little, as I call it, a Brucey bonus at the end, what we'll talk about as well, which was a letter that we got, which was just so deserving of being recognised and getting something back from us, from Highland Radio. And so we did that as well. So it's been a great week. We were out filming yesterday and on Monday, and we surprised all of them, which was great. And we went to different locations. So it took a bit of work logistically to do it, but it's always worth doing it because that surprise element is brilliant. It's all part of it. And these people, remember, they go unrecognised. They're the people behind it, do all the work, and they're never at the forefront of looking for praise, Greg. Mm-hmm. So this is where our Community Hero works so well in what we do and how we do it to praise those people and give them that recognition that they don't look for, but deserve.
All right, let's start with our first one, and it's Paddy Diver. So Paddy Diver is well known for the work that he's done with the Defective Block campaigns, and you know, he received over 700 nominations. It was quite incredible. And not just Paddy Diver. There was stories behind it as well. People talked about the support and help that they gave them. They talked about being part of the 25,000 people that went to Dublin for the 2 peaceful protests. And the campaign that has been going on for a number of years and will continue to go on. And the general mood from those nominating was that he never gave up on the people of the county and deserved to be recognised. And this is the moment he learned of. This is the moment he learned of his award.
Hello there. Do I have Paddy Diver here by any chance? Have you any idea who I am?
I think you might have been, and Michael may just be in on it with nearly 1,000 other people, because Highland Radio is here today, Paddy, to give you a prize of a Community Hero Award for 2025. So congratulations. You look shocked. I've never seen you so quiet in all my life, having seen you in plenty of videos. So what does that feel?
Oh, Jesus. Listen, I'm appreciative for anybody that voted me. It does feel bittersweet winning an award in a crisis like us, now, being honest. And I'm not too impressed with this boy standing beside me here either, because I've been totally set up here. But no, listen, hey, anybody that voted for it, thanks a million. It is it's nice to get an award for it, but it's not in nice circumstances, being honest.
And I think, you know what, that's the one thing that I got when there was over 700-800 nominations for you. It was quite amazing. And some of the picks were that you had the courage to get people to Dublin. 25,000 people went to Dublin, a peaceful protest to make a difference. And that was the start of a long, long journey. And there's a lot of people who have been affected by what's happened and what you've done for them. And today's a day that you've been recognised for that, Paddy, and fair play to you. And I know it's an ongoing battle for a lot of families, and these will continue to be there. Well, am I right in saying that, Michael? Is that fair?
Absolutely. The first thing is obviously recognise it's an ongoing battle, but it's been a battle of 10 years or more. And having been involved in the campaign for the most of that time, I just know the difference that there was before Paddy Diver's time and after Paddy Diver's time. Because while we'd have been doing all the things that people generally do, Paddy done something extraordinary, which was to pull people, pulling the heartstrings, neighbours supporting neighbours, heading down to Dublin not once but twice in 2021, on the 15th of June and on the 8th of November.
The good news is this comes obviously with a prize, okay? And but it's all about what you have done. But to be recognised is key, is the most important thing, I think. But we've got a lovely cheque just behind us here for €1,000 that you can go and look after Paddy Diver for a change and do whatever you want to do with that money.
See the work that Rosina Toner's doing for the cancer and the lack of equipment and facilities in Letterkenny. I think that's where that there cheque will be going to, because I hope that she's one of the other people that's won it, because the recognition she deserves. And everybody knows somebody affected by cancer, and I hope that everybody continues to support her and go that way. And so I'll be putting that back into the community to tell Rosina Toner, being honest.
Well,
typical Paddy.
Well, that's a lovely gesture, and we'll leave you to do what you want to do with that, okay? But for now, Paddy Diver, congratulations, a community hero for 2025.
Yeah, very popular winner, obviously, Paddy Diver, and not surprising. And in fairness, Paddy, I think since we've been doing this, has always been popping up there. But there was certainly such a response this year that that he had to receive that award.
Yeah, the amazing thing is he was shocked. He actually couldn't speak for about 30 seconds, which is a first for him. But he also said that, you know, he was appreciative of being recognised, and I think was very generous in his thoughts as well about the cheque. So, but I thought, you know, leave that to him, and that'll be his decision.
Of course it is. I think he's made that. But yeah, okay. Yeah. Paddy Diver, recognised as one of your and Highland Radio's community heroes. Our next is a lady.
It's a lady, yeah. So it's Laura Barrett, and if you're online listening or on air or online, her laugh is amazing. She's we completely shocked her at her school yesterday, and so Laura's been involved for 20 years with the Clough-Neely Junior Band. She helps kids of age between 10 and 18 years of age to perform across Ireland within the band. But like anything in life, there's been tough times as well. And they lost a young band member last year, and Laura was there to support others, as she has done over the last 20 years. And she's involved in trips to New York. She took the kids away as well to help and support them. And she was just so deserving, and all she could do is laugh. And you know, I think that's the nervous part of her coming out. But it was a lovely day yesterday, and if you hit the play button there, they can hear more.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the lovely little girl who very sadly lost her life was in this studio as well, and it was a series of very difficult times for Cloughaneely. So I think it's lovely that Laura and her community too are recognised in this, and this is the moment that Sean and the crew let her know what the crack was.
Laura Barrett, where's Laura? Hello, Laura. How are you? Hello there. You're thinking, what are we doing here to see you in a school?
Exactly.
So, Laura, we received a lovely letter from a friend of yours, Sheila. And what she done is she nominated you for one of our community heroes in 2025. And she told us all about the great work that you've been doing for the last 20 years with the Cloughaneely Junior Band. And I think it's the youth band, isn't it?
Yeah.
So from 10 years up to 80 years. So tell me a little bit about that.
I'm put on the spot here.
Tell me what you do, actually. Why should you be a community hero for Highland Radio?
Jeez, I don't know. I should not be a community hero. I'm working with the band, suppose, for the wee junior band, suppose, maybe for 20 years.
Okay.
I'm currently the secretary in it, and then suppose the last few months we've gone through a tough time as well. So
you had some tough times.
Yeah.
And Sheila alluded to that in the
I can't believe she's done this.
She did, yeah. But what she said is how remarkable you are in the work that you do. And you took them over to New York. Was it New York you went to?
Well, we went with the senior band. We went to New York, and then the junior band. We were in Paris last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of work, and sometimes it's not recognised, is it? Well, it is today.
Oh, God.
Because as a winner, and the kids are going to give you a big round of applause very shortly, Sheila's here today as well.
Oh,
so hopefully she's going to land in here any second. Hello, Sheila. And what she has, she dropped it. She's brought a lovely cheque for €1,000 for you.
Wow, Sheila.
So this is for you to do what you want to do for you, and that's the important thing. Isn't that class?
Oh my God, yeah.
But it's so well deserved, and I know that it'll be recognised across the community of the work that you do. You're an unsung hero, and for 2025, you're one of Highland Radio's community heroes. So well done. A big round of applause.
She looked fantastic at work. Someone must have tipped her off. If you came in here and caught one of us.
She was actually giving out that nobody had tipped her off.
I know, of course. You can see from her reaction.
But all the rest of the teachers who were obviously in on it, they were they knew they were going on camera, so they looked amazing. Yep. And poor Sheila was saying, "You could have told me. You could have told me."
She looked brilliant.
But her laugh is infectious, and I can see in her. You just know there's all goodness in her, and it was great to do that yesterday.
Yeah, and congratulatory messages are coming in as we go. Congratulations to Laura on receiving this award. She's so deserving for all she does. She's such a kind-hearted and hard-working community member. That comes in from actually Councillor Micheál Colm McGill-Esbig. Yeah, indeed. And all these videos, by the way, will be posted separately on our socials as well for those that have won to have a look at, but also for friends and family locally and far away. All right, lovely stuff. Her reaction, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And battering away there in school, teaching our lovely little kids. They're fantastic. And I love, I have a particular place in my heart for the musical teachers and teachers that work with kids through music. Because the kids grow so much, you know, whether it's performing publicly or on stage or just hooking up with other children. And we produce so much talent here. And it's people like our last winner there, Laura, beg your pardon, and so many others. Okay, so on to our third.
Our third, so it's Marie Fury. And I got a lovely letter about Marie. And she'd been through a couple of tragedies. In 2022, she lost her partner in a road traffic accident, and previous to that, she'd lost some family members as well. So she was struggling with it, and she reached out for help, and she couldn't find help to help her to overcome the bereavement and the process that's required from that. So what she did is she reached out to an organisation, and she started researching. And she decided that she'd become a counsellor that can support families through grievance and loss, and especially when it's been on the road. And unfortunately, we have far too much of that in this county. So this is all voluntary, Greg, and she's gone and she's got herself qualified as a counsellor, that she can help people and be there for people and listen to people, and also to share her experience of what she's gone through. She's an amazing lady, and
she also, it's important for her to connect with all demographics, younger people. It's not exclusively younger people as well, but particularly engaging in that regard.
Absolutely, and she does work with schools. She's the whole road safety element. She's involved in rallying and has been for a number of years. And she's trying to get that across to people that to be more vigilant on the roads. But it's the aftercare that she didn't receive that she's now gone out and she's doing a service that she looked for. And she was just remarkable. And you'll hear in the video now, her friend and colleague that nominated her words were on the money. And we completely shocked her in the Clanry on Monday. She had no idea. She thought she was there just for a normal meeting, and it was very touching and lovely to do it.
Hello there, folks. Hello there. How are you? Hello. Can I interrupt you for a second here, if you don't mind? Is this Marie, is it? Marie Fury, how are you? Sean Quinn's. Can I sit over beside you here a wee second? Sean Quinn's my name, from Highland Radio. And I have a bit of good news, right? Because your friend beside you here, Ciara, has actually shortlisted you for our Community Hero Award. So we run it every year, and what I wanted to do, now you're kind of in on this, you know about this, but what I wanted to do just to get a few questions from you and get an understanding about what you do and the amazing work that you've been doing, and I kind of know a little bit about it. So do you want to tell me more?
Yes, well, I met Marie through the setup of Road Victim Support in Northern Ireland, Donegal, and it was very clear from the onset just how passionate and dedicated she was to bringing support services to Donegal specifically for those bereaved through fatal road traffic collisions. And from the moment I met Marie, she's just been very inspiring through her own horrendous traumas that she faced at such an early onset, with losing her partner Johnny and two of her uncles and a childhood friend as well through road fatal collisions. And we just knew that instead of being consumed by grief, Marie then decided to become a counsellor so that no other families are left isolated and alone in their grief, and that they feel supported. And that is what she's doing right now for Road Victim Support Northern Ireland Donegal.
You can see now why you've been shortlisted, because that's
completely shocked.
That's a pretty amazing brief on the things that you do, right? So obviously you've been through your tragedies, okay? And am I right in saying that you couldn't see the support? It wasn't there for you when you needed it. So you've gone out and you are that person.
Yes.
So tell us, what journey have you been on? I know, is it 2022 that the tragedy happened?
Yes.
It's the fourth time. So what helped you through that, and what gave you the courage and, I suppose, the drive to do what you're doing today?
I suppose what I'm doing today, determination and having that hope. And that's what I want to take to people in the same circumstances as myself, that there is hope there, and there is support there. I got support through all the guys that's within this organisation, and that just drove me then to have this in Donegal, because I had to travel up the north and get support up there.
Okay.
And I think with everything that happens in Donegal, there is a big, massive need for it here.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're doing a really good job of that. And I suppose it's families that will benefit from that when they're in tough times.
Yes.
I told a little white lie when I came in the door, okay? Because I said that you were shortlisted for this, but actually, you're one of our winners. I was so blown away by your story. So we have your friends here that have got a €1,000 check that from Highland Radio to you as one of Highland Radio's community heroes for 2025. And I think, in fairness now, Ciara, you put it so nicely. She's just an amazing person, and sometimes people don't get recognised for what they do. Today, your friends and our listeners are recognising you as a hero.
I'm absolutely gobsmacked here and I don't know what to say.
Really, really worthwhile. And you know, you talk of community, and we talk of community in the Community Hero Awards, and we were in Clonhealy surprising Laura Barrett recently, and I talked of, and I didn't realise this, but I talked of, you know, certain areas getting far more tragedy than they ever should ever have. One tragedy is one tragedy too many. But I know recently, last month or the month before, it was Marie's organisation that went into Clonhealy and was part of a very, very unique and interesting community event whereby people came together to help support each other and cope and all that type of stuff. So that's the type of work Marie and her charity is doing, and there's a little bit of connection there.
There is
between our communities.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you, I'm getting to the stage now that I wouldn't want to be sitting in a hotel around Letterkenny or Ballybofey because you just
see my car coming in.
You just don't know who's going to land up. What a wonderful, wonderful lady Marie is, and through all her pain, to turn that into a positive to help others, and so wonderful to see how moved she was by it. And it was just, it's a thank you. It's a token of our appreciation to what she and others are doing in the community.
And what I would say to everybody listening is go onto her Facebook page and actually look at the video and sit back, because it's emotional. But she's just so deserving of what's of being a hero. And every person that was there yesterday for her, they've lost family on their roads. And they're all there to help and support each other.
Yeah, and tears of joy too, which
absolutely
is lovely with everything else that Marie has had to and continues to endure. Well done, Marie. Well done, everyone so far. Right, your self-styled Brucey bonus. That's a reference, by the way, to anyone over 60. You'll get that. Anyone under 60, there used to be a fella called Bruce Forsyth that had a show in the 80s. But anyway...
I don't remember because I'm under that age, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, where did you get the reference? Go
ahead.
I
Googled it.
Okay.
So we had 3 winners, okay, and well deserved. But there was a letter that sat on my desk, and I just knew I had to do something with it. And so a quick brief was: there's a young girl, Eve, and her brother Dara Sullivan, and Eve's 10 years of age, and on her own bat. One of her friends is treated at Laura Lynn Hospice, and off her own bat, she decided that she would do a fundraiser. So she climbed up Mount Errigal, and so did Dara, her younger brother. I think he's 6, and they raised €1,400. And what happened is her dad doubled it, so they've €2,800 that they raised. And she's already thinking about something else that she can do. So she's an amazing young girl. But the story here is her granny told us a story that during Storm Dara, they lost their trampoline. So it blew away on them. And I thought to myself, do you know what? This would be a nice thing for us to do to replace that trampoline. So the Highland team went out.
Thank God you didn't find the old one and bring it back.
No, I wouldn't do that. No. Some of the Highland team went out to the house on Monday, and the only rain we've had in weeks, and we built the trampoline for her to surprise her and her brother Dara. She started to save money for the trampoline, but obviously they're quite expensive, so it would take her a while to do it. So we surprised her after school. And this is what happened.
All right, folks, listen up.
Hello there. Hello. Is this Eve, is it? Yeah. Hello, Eve. I'm Sean from Highland Radio. Is this Dara? Hello, Mum. How's it going? How are you? Did you see the Highland Radio car outside? Yeah. Yeah, you're thinking, why is that car at my house? Do you want to come and sit down beside me here? We'll have a quick chat. All right? I won't bite you, honestly. Come on, Dara. You come over here as well, buddy. Good stuff. So why am I sitting in your living room after? How was school today, by the way? Is it good? Yeah?
Yeah.
What did you do? What's your favourite subject?
Art.
Art. What's yours, Dara?
Art too.
Art. I was thinking it was going to be art. I was thinking that. So, why am I here? Your granny sent me a lovely letter about what you two have been doing. So, did you go up Mount Errigal one day, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, and why did you go up there?
To raise money for Laura Lynn.
Okay, and was it exciting?
Yeah,
Could you see all over Donegal?
most of it anyway.
Most of it. Did Dara go up as well, did you?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Mhm.
And how much money did you raise?
Well, we've got like 1,500 so far, and then my friend's still bringing in money.
Wow. That's amazing, isn't it? And this is all your idea, was it?
Yeah, it was my idea.
You're a very good person.
Thank you.
Tell me this. Do you remember we had a big storm back in, was it February, was it?
Yeah.
Did we have a storm? Yeah, what happened? Apart from the lights went out with no food. What
Trees
happened?
fell down.
The trees fell down. Did anything blow away?
Yeah, my trampoline.
Ah, no way. Or did you get it back?
No.
Ah. Now, your granny told me that you loved that trampoline. You was playing it together, didn't you?
Yeah.
And are you saving up to get a new one?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. I have a little surprise for you today. Okay, because I think you two are very special people. So what I want to do is, you're going to follow me a little second here. Come here, follow me. Come on, Mum, you can come too. And on behalf of the Highland Radio listeners, what we've done for you is, we've got you your own trampoline.
Thank you.
How's that? Isn't that class? And we got the sunshine to go with it. You like that?
Yeah, thank you.
Dara?
Thank you.
You'll have hours and hours of fun. I think they might move it from there for you. But that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, you're so deserving of that, because all the work that you're doing and the money you've raised for charity, for Laura Lynn, and for going up Mount Errigal that morning, fair play to you.
Thank you.
Okay, you're very special people, and you deserve a lovely special gift, and we're delighted to give it to you today.
Thank you.
What's your favourite radio station?
Highland Radio.
That's what I like to hear.
That is one clever girl. Not just because she says her...
Highland Radio?
No, it's not even that. It's just so clever. Listen,
Yeah.
Sean, it's 11, but thanks so much
Yeah,
for that.
brilliant.
And well done.
Just before I go, I just want to thank our donator. There's a business person here that helps us with this. Thanks again. You know who you are. You like to remain under the what's the word for it, Greg?
Radar.
The radar.
Yeah,
So,
stay
but no,
anonymous.
thank you again for what you do for us. It makes a difference, and that's why we do what we do. So, but well done, everybody, and look forward to 2026.
Yeah, roll it on. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
With all the stories that matter across the Northwest, it's Greg Hughes on the 9 to Noon Show on Highland Radio.
That was a lovely half an hour, wasn't it? It is 11 o'clock. Let's get a news update, and it's Good Morning, Donald Kavanagh.
Thank you, Greg. Good morning. The Dáil has been told the amendment to the defective block scheme, which makes the increase in the cap agreed last year retrospective, could go through next week, but it's being held up by government bureaucracy. In Donegal earlier this week, Minister James Brown said he would expedite the amendments as quickly as possible, but in a response to a Sinn Féin topical issue in the Dáil this morning, officials said a number of other technical issues are also being considered, but the provision of a draft bill is being prioritised over the summer. Deputy Padraig McLaughlin told Junior Minister Kieran O'Donnell that the official response is very worrying. He says this could go on indefinitely. The Dáil's been told an issue which prevents the use of some stretchers on board the new Coast Guard helicopter service is being addressed. The new AW189 helicopter is used by Bristow Ireland Limited, the company which has won the contract to operate search and rescue and emergency medical service missions. On behalf of the Coast Guard, the new service is already in place in Shannon and becomes operational in Sligo at the end of the year. Minister Sean Canny told Deputy Pat Cope Gallagher in the Dáil an issue has been identified in Shannon and steps are being taken to resolve it. Pay and the cost of living are just some of the key issues expected to be addressed during the course of a two-day Forza conference, which is getting underway in Donegal. The union represents 30,000 health and welfare workers and 10,000 local government and services workers. Morale in the health sector also expected to dominate a large part of the conference, which is getting underway at the Mount Errigal Hotel in Letterkenny. There were 39 admitted patients waiting beds at Letterkenny University Hospital this morning, the third highest figure in the state after Limerick and Galway. 14 of those waiting in Letterkenny were on emergency department trolleys. Yesterday, the HSE was urging people to consider other options because of the high numbers presenting in the ED. Nationally, 444 admitted patients were awaiting beds today. And a second person has been charged in relation to a burglary at a church hall at Doro Park in Derry a week ago today. The 29-year-old man has been charged with burglary with intent to steal and is due before Derry Magistrates Court later. A 34-year-old man's already been charged in relation to the incident and appeared in court on Friday last. And there are the headlines. Back with news headlines again at 12 noon.
Donald, thank you very much indeed. And just let you know, those individual features, very well put together too, are available as standalone videos for you to watch on our socials right about now. We'll be back with our next guest after the break.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union. Digital loans now available. Apply online or via our app today and get your loan transferred directly to your current account.
Celebrate summer this week at Centra with our summer sizzler offers. Like Centra Fresh Irish Chicken Fillet 680 gram, $7.50. Selected ice cream like Magnum Mini 3 packs, any 2 for €6. And selected barbecue meats, any 3 for €10. Centra. Live every day.
Mark was meeting his brothers later. They had the serious business of a stag weekend to plan.
Right, dig the trench for these pipes quickly, finish early, meet the lads.
Always ask yourself the question on construction sites. Are you sure it's safe? Check with ESB Networks for underground electricity cables before you dig, and look out for overhead electricity wires when operating tall machinery. If in doubt, call us on 1800 372 999. ESB Networks. Stay safe and stay clear of electricity wires.
Hi, Paddy here at Shane Conley Cars in Donegal Town. Are you looking to upgrade your car? With Shane Conley Cars, you'll find makes and models for every budget. Great finance options, and we also accept trade-ins. Check out shaneconleycars.com or call in to us at Shane Conley Cars from Lonaher Road, Donegal Town.
Atlantic Travel, Letterkenny, award-winning travel experts. Sail the Sicilian coastline, dive the Maldives, tour Riacan and Tuscan vineyards, stroll the shores of Lake Garda or the streets of Santorini. Indulge the senses, savour new flavours, embrace warm welcomes, smiling faces and balmy sunsets. Escape with atlantictravel.ie. Book today.
Join me, Marty Freeld, this and every Friday night from 8 for Rocket Hits on Highland Radio in association with Arena 7 Letterkenny. Try their new interactive dartboards with lots of games that all the family can play. See arena7.ie.
Aidan's just missed the ice cream van and can hear the song fade into the distance. But it's no bother, as Mam stocked up for summer with Aldi's specially selected luxury Irish ice cream. Madagascan vanilla for only $2.99. He's also been treated to delicious 100% Irish fresh strawberries. Ooh! New season, Board Bia quality assured, and only $2.65. The ice cream van's nothing but a distant memory. Good food, good mood from Aldi. While stocks last.
All right. I mentioned we had to switch the stream off and switch it back on again because we weren't connecting to Facebook because we just use OBS. Of course, there was streaming issues when talking about Islam. No, there's no issues in that regard, Mr. Big Shot 99, but thanks very much for your comment. It was streamed in its entirety, the whole show on YouTube and on the X platform, and it's still there, by the way. We just had to reconnect the stream to ensure our friends and family could tune in on Facebook as well. Congratulations to Laura on her award. The band won 2 awards at the Fleadh Cheoil Dunlow at the weekend. Well done, Laura, and keep going. I'm so happy to hear the band doing so well. I can't praise Laura enough, from Joe Mangan, who started the band in 1982. Well done, Joe. Good on you, Sean Quinn and the Highland Radio. This is brilliant. Congratulations to all the amazing winners from Rose Donaghy. Say a special hello to Margaret Coyle, who was one of last year's winners. Mary Boner from the Mean Derry Reunion Band, and just after hearing the news about Laura Barrett getting the Hero Award, a big congratulations from all of us. We retired recently after 15 years, and Laura and the 2 bands gave us the best farewell do ever. Well deserved, Laura. Hi, Caroline. Buncrana Community First Responders is 1 year old today. Could Greg wish us a happy birthday on the show? Of course I could. Stats will be posted on our socials very soon regarding the first year. What a year it's been. Many thanks from Stephen Gibbons, Secretary of the BCFR. And I remember we interviewed them on the programme. Well done. A happy birthday. And it's astonishing, I think. I haven't seen the figures, but it's astonishing what groups like this do. And I've no doubt that their establishment and their intervention has saved lives or give people better outcomes having been struck down by one thing or another. So I look forward to that. Stephen, make sure we get them, will you please? Because I want to be able to give that a good platform, because that's what we do. That's what's important. Right, on this morning's Wellness Wednesday, we discuss Organ Donor Awareness Week, which is taking place until the 17th of May. And we have a couple of guests to discuss this. First up is Brian Hanley, who donated a kidney to his younger brother. Brian, thank you so much for joining us.
Lovely to be with you.
Great to be with you. Great to have you with us as well. Right, so it's a decade on. Talk to me about your donation and what happened and what it meant.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're 10 years on and really haven't looked back. Time has flown for the better in many respects since then. So it all, I suppose, happened when my youngest brother Michael was 16. And I think it was just a few months after our dad died, he contracted a virus. And that virus, in turn, actually led to kidney failure. So then for a number of years after that, he underwent dialysis at home, and that's treatment like through the night, every night. And then ultimately, I suppose, over time, that became less effective, and he was having to go to Sligo General Hospital 3 or 4 times a week for dialysis there. And you could just see, I mean, as his kidney function got worse, you know, his energy levels really, really deteriorated. I mean, I remember a time where he'd come to the turn in the stairs and he'd be out of breath. And this was a fella who played, you know, Gaelic and soccer and anything else that was going, and to a pretty good level as well. So it really was taking just taking his health away. And so
also,
on. So
Brian, we don't hear about this too often. Is it sort of like an acquired situation that could lead to kidney failure? It's not something we hear. I'm not saying it doesn't happen too often, but it's not something we hear about too often.
Absolutely. It wasn't on any of our radars at home here when Michael just picked up a virus. You thought, okay, well, it's a virus and he'll come through it. And we didn't realise that there would be such lasting repercussions in terms of his health and the seriousness of them. In terms of his kidney function deteriorating, over time, and all the trips up to Beaumont, and having to kind of give up the sports, not being able to play them, and concentration and fatigue. And for a young person in his teens, that's very, very difficult to have to process. But we got huge support from the Irish Kidney Association all the way along. They really were terrific, and it was one of those fortunate times where actually we were able to do something ourselves.
And when did it come onto the table, Brian, that you could donate and have a significant impact on your brother?
Well, I think as his condition worsened over time, and certainly I think by the time he was going to hospital, every couple of days for his dialysis, we were invited to come forward and to explore the option. And I know that when we went and met the doctor in Beaumont that day, there was myself, our other brother David, and Mum, and we were all pretty much sitting there, line us up, please, we'll happily take whatever test is available. And in the end, thankfully, there was more than one match, and it was decided that I was very keen that I could go forward and do it. And we were really the process itself, because Beaumont takes such care to make sure that you're fit and healthy and able to give a kidney. I underwent all the tests, and they took really good care to make sure I was in great order to do it, and that it would be a very safe and successful procedure for myself, and indeed, of course, for Michael as well.
Right. So in the lead up to this, someone who's really young and a talented athlete, we all know those types, right? And then, unfortunately, acquired this virus that impacted him as he did. To watch then his health deteriorate, that he would get out of breath turning the stairs, and then to see him enduring the dialysis, and then up and down from hospital, and then the transplant happens. How soon afterwards did you see something close to the old Michael return?
Oh, the change in many respects is almost instantaneous in terms of, seeing the colour come back in his face, and just that, just beginning to return to his old self, and the relief that brings, his body starts working for him, having kind of been letting him down for so long. And I mean, it was a big issue getting up and staying in Beaumont, coming from Sligo. It's a long way off. We were very lucky to have the Irish Kidney Association have a wonderful centre in Beaumont that was a real lifeline for families coming from across the country, and so mum could stay there and things like that and be on hand. And just to see, I mean, it really ended up being a second chance at life, because the colour came back to his face, and then over the days he was out within 5 or 6 days. I think I was out a day or two just before him, and from then on he's able to build up his energy, and now he pursues all sorts of activities, and whether it's fun runs or all sorts of things like that, but he's able to be really active. He finished his degree just a few months after the transplant, because you have the energy and the concentration and all those things, the huge satisfaction in just doing the things that so many other people take for granted, and that you've had to sit and watch other people doing for so long.
I don't know if it's like it in your family, but there's a lot of brotherly rivalry in our family. You don't hold this over him, do you, in a row, Brian? Say, for instance, he beats you a game of darts, you don't go, yeah, well, I gave you a kidney. But all jokes aside, I mean, you're close in any case, but did this change your sort of relationship, or are you just two matter-of-fact brothers and you'd have done it for me, I'd do it for you? But there's something particularly, I don't know, this just strengthens the connection that's already strong, I'm sure.
Yeah, it definitely does. But it was very matter of fact for us, because there's no doubt Michael would have done the same for me if we needed it. And it's so rare in life we have an opportunity, to help someone that we love and care about in such a profound way. And that, it really, I had a few weeks off work and a few tests and in and out, and I got the gift as well. I mean, it wasn't just Michael that benefited from it. I have a healthy brother that is off enjoying life and living life, and having a great time, and that's what he's meant to be doing. And so I suppose it's, donating a kidney it rewards everybody in the family, not just the person who gets it, but I get to enjoy his company and having him in my life.
You both have a gift. I know exactly what you're saying, and I believe I would feel the same. Brian, I'm so pleased that it worked out for both of you, that you're fit and healthy, and that Michael has another crack at it as well too, and he's doing so well. Thank you so much for helping us highlight the importance of organ donation. Thank you so very much.
So nice to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. We have more guests in relation to this. Thomas McGlinchey is from beautiful Gweedore, and he is a recipient of a transplant, and we'll get an insight into what that has meant for him. Hi, Thomas.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for this opportunity to come on to the radio with some good positive news.
Yeah, of course. You had your transplant in 23. What was your health like, or your life like, in the lead up to that, Thomas?
I suppose I've been sick a long time. I've been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease in 1998, TSC is called, where it affected my liver. And I kind of battled on through my life, not being fit to eat stuff right, and having elevated liver functions. And kind of always knew, they told me back then, that I'd probably be a candidate needed liver function later on in my life. And I tried to battle on the best I could, and worked away and went to college and all them things that you normally do. And then in later years, my liver function started to elevate more, and it got more, just took more toll on me. And I suppose in 2022, I was working here in Randox in Dunlow, and I was finding really brain fog would be a problem with it when your liver starting to give up. You kind of forget stuff, and you go to type an email up and you forget how to spell stuff. And I was getting very tired and legs swelling up and a lot of lower back pain. And made it to Christmas of 2022, and I had a hand in the towel and say, I'm not fit for this anymore. And kind of got worse and worse during January, where just lower back pain as your liver gives up, it swells up, and it kind of damages nerves in your back and stuff, and could sleep 20 hours a day and turned yellow like Homer Simpson, and all them good things that kind of got progressively worse and worse and worse until eventually it ended up in February. They found a suitable donor for me.
So how long were you waiting when the medical team decided, look, to survive effectively, you're going to need a transplant? How long were you waiting between sort of that decision being made and actually receiving your transplant, Thomas?
And it's not a straightforward answer to that question, because it doesn't really go by, oh, you're on it now a year, you need to get one. Yeah, they take your blood results and how you're progressing to the end of liver. So I was there, I think it was only about 5 or 6 months I was on the waiting list until I got a donor.
And liver, Thomas, do you have to have a match with a liver donor?
You have to have a match. It has to be, like, the person has to be similar build and the same blood type and stuff.
Yeah, so the bloods, decisions, and the availability, the stars have to align to some extent, I suppose. So then you got the notification. Did you talk to me about when you found out that there was a donation, that there was a liver available for you, and how quickly that all moved along?
I was in a stage that I was sleeping 20 hours a day. I couldn't sit down or lie down. I was in pain. And this one day, I went in for a shower, and Evelyn, my wife, wasn't at work that day. I gave Evelyn my phone. We kind of lived life before that with our bags packed and ready to go all the time, and waiting for the phone call, kind of 5 or 6 months of that. So I gave Evelyn my phone, and I says, here, will you answer that if it rings? I have to go to bed. I went to bed. She went to school, collected the kids. She got the phone call over to school. And she came and woke me up, and 2 slices of toast, and said goodbye to the kids. And we went up the road. And later on, at 5:30 that next morning, they took me in and done tests to make sure that it was going to be suitable, and the donor was suitable, and it was all going to happen for them, and they had blood, and everything was all boxes checked. So at 5:30, they had an operation on me, and 9 hours later, I came out with basically a new liver.
In the case of our last conversation, it was the donation come from a living donor, a sibling, that they were able to make that decision. Thomas, what do you know about the person that donated life to you effectively, and them? And I think you've reached out to their family as well in gratitude. I'm just curious how much when you are the recipient of a donor in this case, how you process it or what you think. So just that element of it, if you could just tell us about your donor, their family, and how what they mean to you.
Yeah. Well, they mean everything to me, because only for them I wouldn't be here. But the surgeons told me after you come around that the donor was like, they don't give you any names, and the whole thing is very anonymous. Told me it was a male between 18 and 20, and that he suffered a brain injury, and this is why his organ was suitable for me. And after you get over the 10 days in hospital and whatnot, you can write a letter then through the liver coordinator to the family. And from what I take of it is, you can't say, hi, my name's Thomas Valencia and I get whatever's liver. They can censor the letter so you don't give away any information. So I wrote a letter saying, Thomas, what happened to me, or basically what I told you there on the phone. And I just wanted to thank them, and I sent the letter off to the liver coordinator. Then a few weeks later, a letter came back, and they told me about the family. It was the son and how he got injured, and they didn't give me no details of it's Joe down the road or anybody. Still anonymously. But that had many people that his organs were donated to, save other people, and that it was he came from a farming background similar to myself, and just basic information like that,
Astonishing.
And we've wrote to each other through the liver coordinator umpteen times, sent mass cards, and
So there is an ongoing connection there.
I would encourage anybody who's out there that has got a donor or has got an organ, that it is a lovely thing to do. Even if it's 20 years down the road, I'm sure the person that donated their loved one's organs would like to know, 10 people have their, this fella had got a liver and that fella got a heart. it's nice.
And if they were listening, Thomas, what would you say to them?
Thanks very much. I'll try and honour the memory of the organ that I have the best I can.
Yeah. Okay. And how are you feeling now? You mentioned having children and all, because it's not just a gift of life to you, Thomas. It's a gift of life to your partner. It's a gift of life to those that love you very much and care for you. How's life now for you?
It's brilliant. Hey. Buyer, still have a mortgage and all that boring stuff.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
The second I woke up from the operation, I felt brilliant. Like, even though I was piped up and everything and all that kind of jazz, but I knew, like, oh my God, actually, I've never felt this good in my life. I can tell, I never have felt this energetic or youthful or
brilliant
since I was 17 or 18. Like,
all right, Thomas, listen.
It's been a life changer for me, and I just want to take the opportunity to thank my wife and family for everything they've done in all the medical profession as well.
Yeah, well, it's a gift from the donor and their family, and you're a gift to those around you as well. Thomas, thank you so very much indeed. Thomas McGlinchey from Gweedore. It is Organ Donor Awareness Week 2025, and we're going to speak to Matthew in a moment. But Matthew, just hold a sec, because we are moving to a situation whereby consent for donor organ donation will be presumed unless you have registered your wish not to be an organ donator. You have to apply to the relevant organ donation opt-out register maintained by the HSE. Now, we're hearing stories, and I think it's important to sort of offset some of the stuff that's out there. We're hearing stories of the, listen, if I die, take whatever you want, if it helps someone else. That's my view. Unfortunately, this is another issue that's become politicised. And there are those that are opposing this who perhaps have never considered being a donor or have never actually been waiting on an organ to prolong their lives. They're trying to frame it that the government owns your organs now. And again, I just think if you don't have skin in the game and you start using an argument like that to try and discourage people who could save the lives of someone else, I don't think you're an honest broker in the whole debate, to be honest with you. And I think people spreading that stuff need to just think on and put themselves in the situation. If it was our 7-year-old boy or girl and you were lying holding their hand in a hospital bed and their organs were failing, would you be really on the internet posting that, oh, well, now the government own your organs? But anyway, I suppose that's my opinion. I think if you are so opposed to it, it doesn't take long to opt out if that's what you want to do. Because what we've had in the past, and I know myself, whereby people have wanted to donate organs and they've made it very clear to those around them that they want to donate organs. And you might get one particular family member that says, nope, that's not happening. And then it doesn't happen. And the dead person's wishes aren't respected then either. At least now, if you really don't want it to happen, you can opt out. I don't know if that's a controversial point of view, but that's my view. Matthew Doherty's from Castlefin. Matthew, sorry for holding you. I'm sure you're listening on to Thomas with great interest there, because we're talking about something really quite remarkable here. It's the gift of life one person can give to the other. Matthew, what's your situation?
Good morning, Greg. My situation started, 18 years ago now at this stage. When I was 10 months old, I got very, very sick, and through a long process of treatment, my kidneys became damaged, and I was put on dialysis and plasma exchange, which is basically just an upgraded form of dialysis in some aspects. But it was basically a very long process of trying to keep me alive, basically, and of course, my kidneys got damaged due to that treatment.
And what was it like as a 10-year-old trying to process that? Because it sounds like to try and make you better with one thing, it damaged something else. And I suppose too with young organs and growing organs, they'd be particularly susceptible. But what's your memories of a sort of an 8, 9, 10-year-old and what your life was like then?
Well, I went to the doctors very, very often. I went to Crumlin Hospital very, very often to see Dr. Mary Waldron and her team to basically update me on care and making sure that I was okay. And that was pretty often. That was every 2 weeks. So a lot of school was missed, which was a plus. But, maybe not now. But it was, to me, it was my normal. It was like you going to work in the morning or another child going to school. It was my normal. I didn't see the issue with it. I thought me, you, everyone had it. I thought it was just for everyone.
And as from the get-go, as you say, you were sick in one form or other from a very young age. When did the conversation begin, as much as you can remember, or as you've been told since, Matthew, that you would need a kidney transplant?
The conversation started roughly around 2012, 2013, when I was told I was placed on the transplant list, and it would be a wait to get a kidney. And to me, that was just another hurdle to go over and another thing to do.
Did you fully grasp the magnitude of what was being said at the time, I wonder?
No, not at all. I thought it was like falling down and cutting your knee. I thought it was just, that's what it was. I didn't understand. I didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. Looking back, it was a big thing for a 7-8-year-old to take on.
And when did you? The first time you got the call, was it when the transplant process began, Matthew, or were there any times whereby you got the call and it wasn't a match, or the timing didn't work out, or how long were you on the list? And talk to me a little bit about the call, or if it was the first call or not.
Well, I was on the list for 3 or 4 years, and in 2016, in August roughly, I remember being woken by my mum, and she was crying, and I was like, "Oh no, are you okay, Mum?" And she goes, "I'm brilliant, Matthew. We just got a phone call." And I immediately broke down, because I kind of knew right then and there what it was, and thankfully that was our first and only phone call we had to get that for the transplant, which was very, very lucky.
And I'm working at the time correctly. You would have been 10 then, Matthew. Is that right?
Yeah,
10.
I would have been 10. Yeah.
So I'm sure Mum had bags packed anyway, always ready for those years for this call, and then it eventually came. So you were whisked off then down to Dublin, I presume?
Yeah, into Temple Street Hospital, where I met the team and all, and I met my surgeon that morning, and we had some tests and x-rays done, and I was confirmed as an absolute match for the kidney. And later that day, I was put under and went in and got the kidney. And I remember waking up after the anaesthesia in my bed. I think it was my dad standing over me, and he was in absolute tears. And I says, "Oh, don't you start now, or I'll start again." And he was and we were told that day that everything was working perfectly. My liver, everything had taken very well. My body had taken very well the kidney transplant.
So, like, this story kind of reminds me a little bit. Have you seen the videos on social media where, maybe kids are hearing impaired from a young age and the hearing aids switched on for the first time, or maybe their vision is not very good, and then they get glasses or something, and all of a sudden they're open to a brand new reality of, being able to see their mum or dad for the first time, or be able to hear the birds, or whatever it might be. Like, what was it like waking up with a functioning system, a functioning kidney? Because you never perhaps really experienced this before.
No, I hadn't. It was, as you say, an utter reality shift. For me, I remember waking up having so much energy and being so just in the moment and so happy. Like, it was actually absolutely surreal.
And I can only imagine what your mum and dad must have felt, that they've watched you bravely, I'm sure, because you sound like you were switched on. You have to grow up quick, don't you, when you're very ill. For them to have been praying and then to see you awake after a major operation, but also to, I presume your face was a different colour, to see you active. I'm not being, I know it's about you, Matthew, but I'm just, as a parent, I can only imagine the joy that they must have felt to have you, looking well, full of energy and on the pathway to good health.
Yeah, well, they'd watched me be ill for 10 years at that stage. Like, I can only imagine the reality shift for them that I was okay.
How has your life been since?
For the first time in a long time.
Matthew, how's your life been since?
It's been fantastic. Not many hiccups at all. Before, I could got a cold or something and I could be in the hospital for 2 or 3 weeks. Now I get a cold, I walk it off. My life's been great. Playing football now. I still go club Robert Emmett's. Just loving life, and I'm sitting my leaving cert in 4 weeks. So I'm regretting
all those missed weeks. Regretting all those missed weeks when you were sick.
Idea.
Okay, it all catches up on you. What do you know about your donor, Matthew?
We weren't allowed to know a lot for confidentiality reasons, but my mum and dad did send a thank you card through the Irish Kidney Association to the donor's family, thanking them for me and them thanking their loved one for making a big decision and giving me a new lease on life, because their loved one's hardest day and their probably hardest day turned into one of my best, because they give me a brand new lease on life.
And if they were listening, what would you say to them?
I would thank them so very much. I would say their loved one has done them a service, that their loved one should be so proud of themselves. So they've given me, and probably other people, a brand new lease on life.
And from their tragedy, you know, how many other families have had positive impacts. And, you know, grief is tough, loss is tough, but I hope and I'm sure that they get comfort that their special person in their life has continued their positive impact on others in a way that is unimaginable. What else can you, what more could you do than turn a sick 10-year-old's life around, or allow a dad to be there to raise his children, or to, you know, give your brother an opportunity to live a full and healthy life? There's no greater gift.
There is absolutely no greater gift. And the thing is, that one donor, the 3 people that were on today, all could have been from that one donor. And it's amazing what one person can do for so many others, just by having the conversation, sitting down, deciding, I would like to be a donor.
All right, and I know, Matthew, you're vocal in supporting, through the Irish Kidney Association, awareness about kidney failure and the importance of organ donation. And it's all part of Organ Donation Week, which is running to the 17th of May. And it just gives us an opportunity to pause for thought. When this is it in or not, I'm not really quite sure. The opt-out register, maybe those who were going to sign it might think differently now. I don't know. This is not about the government owning our organs. This is about us owning our organs and deciding what happens with them. Do we want to give someone life? Do we want to make another family happy or complete or whole through our generosity? It's up to individuals to decide. But I think, Matthew, if I was in any way uncertain, you've convinced me as to my point of view. Thank you for the time. And
thank you, Greg, for the platform.
And it's just amazing, through one other family's generosity, that we're able to speak and you're able to have a great life. And good luck with the leaving cert.
Thank you. I'll need it.
But you've an excuse in the bag. You'll be all right. No, Matthew, you'll fly. Thanks, buddy. Take care of yourself.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Matthew Doherty from Castlefin. We are going to be joined very shortly by Chris Ashmore, because he's going to be talking business.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from €40,000 to €600,000 with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
A laptop with great power, brilliant performance and premium sound, all for just €429. At Ben Sweeney Euronics, get the refurbished HP Elite Book laptop with Windows 11, 32 gigs of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. Enjoy a crisp screen display and Bang & Olufsen audio for crystal clear sound. Perfect for work, study or play. All for just €429. With a 3-year warranty, only at Ben Sweeney Euronics, Port Road, Letterkenny, and the shopping centre, Dunloe.
A water conservation order is in effect from May 6th for 6 weeks in the Milford area to safeguard the water supply for essential purposes.
This order follows many months of dry weather, putting the water source under stress. Please do not use a hosepipe or sprinkler and conserve water wherever you can. Together, we can safeguard our water resources. Learn more at water.ie/WCO. Ishka Erin, delivering water services for Ireland.
Aidan's just missed the ice cream van and can hear the song fade into the distance. But it's no bother, as Mam stocked up for summer with Aldi's specially selected luxury Irish ice cream, Madagascan vanilla, for only $2.99. He's also been treated to delicious 100% Irish fresh strawberries. Ooh! New season, Board Bia quality assured, and only $2.65. The ice cream van's nothing but a distant memory. Good food, good mood, from Aldi. While stocks last.
The Balmoral Show is back and bigger than ever. Come and join farmers, foodies and families for 4 fun-filled days at the Icon Exhibition Centre, Lisburn, from the 14th to the 17th of May, with the return of the JCB Dancing Diggers, buzzing children's area and delicious local food and drink. The big show has something for everyone. Don't miss the agri-food event of the year. Join the fun at the Balmoral Show, sponsored by Ulster Bank, from the 14th to the 17th of May. Book your tickets online now at balmoralshow.co.uk. See you at the show.
Highland Radio Time Checks brought to you by EirGrid, the operator and developer of Ireland's electricity grid. EirGrid, powering up communities, powering up Ireland. The time is?
It is 11:39 and I'm a little bit behind on the ad breaks.
Watch the show live now on YouTube, Facebook and at highlandradio.com.
Because I didn't want to interrupt our last guests, of course, because the matter was so important. So Chris Ashmore's, he's in studio with me. Don't worry about that, and I'll be chatting to him in 2 minutes.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
Says, oh, Mr. Brennan, normally I'd wax lyrical about this kind of thing, but today, well, just listen. That's the sound of freshness, you see, because it's our lovely wrinkly wax paper that keeps the freshness in. I wish my wrinkles were a sign of freshness, says I. Brennan's. Today's spread, today.
Meet Liz. She's here to tell you why you should switch to Outsurance and save on your car insurance.
Hi, I'm Liz from Kildare. I made the switch to Outsurance and saved €145. I'm also on my way to getting 10% cash back with their Out bonus.
Like the sound of that? For a competitive car insurance quote like Liz's, call 1-800-600-400 or visit outsurance.ie. Real people, unreal savings. Outsurance. You always get something out. Based on a like-for-like policy comparison, the customer received a gratuity for their participation. Out bonus calculated less taxes and levies. Acceptance criteria, terms and conditions apply. Car and home insurance is underwritten by Outsurance DAC. Outsurance DAC, trading as Outsurance, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Massive savings at Doherty Super Value Carndonagh. At our butcher's counter, fresh Irish pork loin, better than half price. Irish chicken fillet portions, 550 gram, only €5. 7-Up, Club Orange and Pepsi, 3 for €4. Real rewards, real value at Doherty Super Value Carndonagh.
Discover delicious food at the Donegal Festival of Food. 2 incredible days celebrating artisan produce, crafts and creativity at the stunning Oakfield Park in Raphoe. Experience live cookery demos with top celebrity chefs including Marco Pierre White, Rachel Allen and Paula McIntyre, plus outstanding local talent. Savour tempting bites from regional producers. Enjoy craft brews, browse unique handmade gifts and soak up live entertainment and fun for all ages. It's all happening Saturday the 24th and Sunday the 25th of May. Book now at oakfieldpark.com. You don't want to miss it.
Join us this Friday on Around the Northwest with John Breslin, live from iMotors John Keane. Ready to order your 252 Kia or Nissan? Then get to iMotors from Thursday, May 15th to Sunday, May 18th. Explore the exciting new Nissan and Kia ranges. Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 12 to 4. Don't miss it.
iMotors, fearless generation.
Now, the Business Matters podcast from Highland Radio is available for you every Wednesday. Its presenter, of course, is Chris Ashmore, and he pops in to us and gives us a bit of news and talks about the podcast, etc. So let's start with a bit of news in the Donegal.ie newsletter.
Yes, Greg. Now, this website, Donegal.ie, established and run by Donegal County Council, full of information about the county with very much an emphasis on business, working in the county, investing, studying, and indeed living in Donegal. And if you're not from Donegal and you want to get a flavour of things, it's a good website to go along and see what's happening in the county. They produce a newsletter, a digital newsletter. The May edition is now out. All sorts of topics ranging from career opportunities in the county to events and examples of innovation and entrepreneurship. And you can sign up if you want to get that newsletter on a regular basis.
All right. Donegal Festival of Food and Craft. Sounds delicious.
Indeed, and let's hope the weather holds for it. May the 24th and 25th are the dates. Oakfield Park in Raphoe is the venue, and essentially this is a showcase of Donegal food, drink and craft. We're going to have some celebrity chefs there, including Marco Pierre White, no doubt, and Rachel Allen. And there's going to be lots of exhibitors there. So a good day out. Tickets on sale for that now. And I have no doubt there will be a large attendance for that, for all those foodies out there.
And there
if we get the weather,
there are a lot.
And so many local companies producing so many products, and we've touched on it before. So that's great to see.
Now, the Balmoral show, it's a biggie.
It is the biggest show of its kind in the north. This is the 156th staging of it. It's staged in Lisburn, and Donegal Tourism will be there promoting the offerings from the county, and there'll be brochures and people from various businesses there. And well, in excess of 150,000 people expected, so it's good exposure for the county. I haven't never been at the show. Have you?
No, I haven't actually. Not like that at all.
I suppose years ago you had the spring show in the RDS, and this is primarily an agricultural show. But like so many of them, it has grown more. I think there's 3,500 different.
Let's go for burger vans
and ice creams in this weather.
No, burger vans and hot dogs.
Burger vans and hot dogs. So that's. No doubt there'll be a bumper attendance with that. That has got underway today and is running until Saturday.
Golf tourism
big
is
business.
Huge in this county. It's massive, the amount of money, because they're big spenders, generally speaking.
Big spenders, and there is a new brochure out. So if you go to the Go Visit Donegal website, there's a Donegal golf brochure. You can get a digital version, there's a printed version, but for somebody who's maybe looking at Donegal, hasn't played here before, it gives you details of all the courses, all the contacts, and very nicely produced, big colourful brochure, and there's a map there. So ideal if you're coming to this part of the world and you want to hit a few balls around our golf courses.
I haven't hit a golf ball in 6 years. I used to love playing golf, but I decided that I didn't have time.
It's time consuming.
But no, well, it's not. But you have to make time. But I'd love to get back into it. I'd love to get back playing golf again, because I was good enough at it, but I just haven't since Hudson was born. I just have not swung a golf club in anger.
Well, we look forward to you coming in here and telling us
I'll be like Tiger Woods coming back. Now, people have ideas, people have ambition, but sometimes it's hard to get the wheels going in the right direction. There is a course that might help.
Yes, it's a virtual Start Your Own Business program. The next one runs through the local enterprise office Tuesday, the 3rd of June. It's an evening class, starts at 6 o'clock. So look, if you have an idea, as you've mentioned there, or maybe you're in the early stages of a business, it costs just €25 to take part, and you will get a lot of guidance and information. More details on the local enterprise website.
Brilliant stuff. Now, the podcast is upcoming, and it's an interesting one, and interesting all summer, but I think particularly with the weather that we have right at the moment. So stay where you are, because Chris Ashmore is going to tell us what's coming up after these.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
If that tickle in your throat has turned into a nasty cough, or if you're just feeling a bit under the weather, at McGee's Chemist we understand. From the right cough bottle to pain relief or throat lozenges, we've everything you'll need to get you back on your feet. Our pharmacists and experienced staff are always ready to offer advice and help you find the right solutions. Don't suffer in silence. Visit McGee's Chemist today. McGee's Chemist, Main Street, Letterkenny, for healthcare help and advice you can always trust.
Ireland's move to a cleaner energy future is happening right beneath your feet. with a gas network that's carrying more renewable gas that will help your business become more sustainable in a way that works for you. Gas Networks Ireland, moving Ireland's energy.
Just wanted to sort me and my friends out for a party. I only owed a few quid at first.
I have to look after my granddaughter. What will happen if I don't pay?
Thought I'd be safe at home, but they found out where I live.
Drug-related intimidation and violence can happen to anyone. There is help available. Go to driveproject.ie to find safe and confidential services and supports in your local area. Supported by the Government of Ireland.
All you need to make your house a home at Patterson's The Hall Lifford. From garden furniture to kitchens, sofas and dining sets, all under one roof. Need a new mattress? Why not visit our sleep centre on the first floor? With a large range of quality beds and mattresses in stock and ready for collection or delivery. Relax in our coffee shop serving hot lunches daily. Open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Patterson's Kitchens and Interiors, The Hall Lifford.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhenny's. Get set for summer with all new arrivals dropping every week, from fashion to footwear and homeware to cosmetics. Discover more in-store or shop online at mcelhennys.com today.
Well, the jingle longer than the weather forecast. Warm and sunny, temperatures 17 to 22 degrees and light to moderate easterly winds. Chris Ashmore still with me. What's coming up on the podcast today?
Well, this week's programme, I'm looking at a company called Inishowen Boating, which has been in business for over 30 years. Now, they run charter boats for sightseeing and angling excursions off the Inishowen Peninsula, going off from Bunagee Pier in Kildaff. So angling is a big part of the business, but there's also day trips. Obviously, the scenery off Malin spectacular. If you're lucky, you might see dolphins or whales, all sorts of wildlife. The company has seen numbers growing in recent years, and of course through social media and people sharing pictures and the spectacular sights, that has all helped their business. They've even had a wedding on board.
How does that work though? Because it's so weather dependent.
It is weather dependent, yeah. So
you'd have to really have faith in the weather gods.
Yeah. So things are going great, and I've been speaking to Clara McLaughlin, who's part of the team there, and the company, the McLaughlins, are well known, of course, iMotors. It's part of the whole McLaughlin family, right. So this is another spin-off there, and Clara's been giving me an insight into things, and one of the trips, which is very popular, is to the uninhabited island of Innistrahul, which many people may not be aware is the most northerly island off the coast of Ireland.
Okay, and I think we might talk a bit more about that after we hear from Clara.
It's as far as you can go. It's the most northerly island off Ireland. It's absolutely beautiful out there. The trips are totally weather dependent. It's quite a difficult island to dock at, so our skippers are very experienced. They know when the tides are good or bad, or the wind, so they'll take you out. You typically have between 2 and 4 hours on the island. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get out there, and when you get out there you have the 2 hours to 4 hours to spend on it. There's I think it's about a kilometre or two in width, so you can explore that there for a few hours. A lot of people take a picnic with them and would sit and enjoy the views of the wildlife throughout the day, and then just explore the buildings that are left. So like you said, there is a lighthouse that they're still there, and then there is a few other old kind of ruins of buildings that people would have lived in centuries ago. So it's second to none. Like it's a lovely experience, and one that I think everybody should try and do and get out to see it. When you're out there, you really get a sense of what it used to be like and living on the island. Like, you're so remote and far away as such from land. It must have been something else to be able to live out there, because they had livestock out there to help feed themselves. And do you know what it is? It's just hard to comprehend now, thinking back, that they actually lived there with very little, you know. But it's amazing. And when you're actually out on the island too, if you do get a clear day, you can see the whole way to Scotland too.
Looking at the image of that island, which I wasn't actually really aware of, and when I say not really aware of, not aware of at all, there's very little on it, including protection from the elements. My word, they must have been exposed, and a lot of people, relatively speaking, lived out there.
Yes, now the island was actually populated until 1929. At one stage it had 80 people living on it. Now there was a lighthouse keeper flown on and off until 1987. Then, like a lot of the lighthouses around the country, the lighthouse was automated. But a spectacular location. They've had in-show boating. They've had also this year already a number of film crews getting footage. Sometimes it could be documentaries or tying into actual film productions. But if you want to get a little bit off the beaten track.
But you've seen things as people left them. It's a snapshot. Do you know
It
what
is
I
a
mean?
snapshot in
the
time.
house is there. Someone at some point closed the door for the last time and got on the ferry early last century, you know, and it's still there. Now, obviously, the winds of time are going to take their toll, but it's also a special area of conservation, and because of its unique sort of location and geography too, you know, there's unique wildlife there as well too, be it seals or birds or whatever it might be.
Indeed, and you know, interesting to note that years ago when emigrants were heading to America and going up the Foyle and round Malin Head, the last light that they would have seen that was Irish was the lighthouse in Innistrahul, and after that, the darkness until they got across the Atlantic to the other side. So it's a fascinating history. There's a good Facebook page about it if you want to find out more. And as you have touched on there, Greg, you know, if you wanted to go on a trip out to somewhere and get a feel for something, hard to believe that just over 100 years ago, or just under 100 years ago, people were still living there so remote.
No trees, no hedges, no nothing. Okay. Are you going to get out?
I really want to get out there, yeah. It needs to be a good day. So if you know that the forecast is pretty good for a few days ahead, and
well,
just
the sea, how the sea behaves and the forecasts are not always interconnected either. So don't let that discourage you.
Very
yeah, exactly.
quickly.
So you can have a calm sea, and it can be, you know,
a big swell.
Yeah, exactly. So right, okay, brilliant. Well, they know their stuff. They know when they can head out. Lovely stuff. And that full podcast is available right now on the website, Chris, and it'll be broadcast then on Sunday after 6, right?
That's correct. And if you want to contact me, the best way is by email, and it's businessmatters@highlandradio.com.
Thanks so much, Chris. Really appreciate it. Now, just wrapping up the show. Thanks, Chris. The opt-out option on organ donation is not in yet. It comes into place on the 17th of June 2025, and from the 17th of June 2025, if you don't wish your organs to be donated, there will be a link. There'll be a link available through the HSC. So that's the answer to that question. Many people, even having heard, and this is the wonderful thing about a democracy and people's own free will. Everyone can make their own decision. That being said, some people feel they're being forced to make a decision because this is an opt-out situation, but still people are saying, where can I sign up to remove the option of donation? And that is information I'll bring to you once it's available after the 7th of June. The opt-out's not there yet because the opt-in's not in, if that makes sense. Hi, Greg. Congrats to all donating. An organ donation is amazing, having celebrated recently my 25 years transplant and hopefully another 25. Siobhan, lovely to hear that. Thank God you're doing well. How do we inform the government if we don't want to donate your organs involuntarily? Well, it's the HSE. It's a health matter. And, of course, the HSE is an arm of the government. But the opt-out option will be available on the organ donation portion of the HSE's website from June 17th, I think I said, if that's what you want to do. Greg, interesting to hear you talk about hospitals. I recently had a small procedure done in Beaumont Hospital. I was told to be in for 7:30 a.m. I have a free bus pass, so that was okay. But an overnight hotel stay for the night before the procedure and a taxi into the hospital and back again cost me, wait for it, €400. That's your Donegal health tax. Now, I was okay. I have a little in savings, but now I have to go back again for another procedure, and that's another €400. What if I didn't have the money to pay for this? Why is there no facility for patients to stay in for these treatments? So, between the jigs and the reels, is there any hotels in Dublin that look favourably on Donegal people going in for operations? Let us know. 086 60 25,000. Olive, Eve, and Derry's classes are listening in Woo. Who. Huge well done to both Eve and Dara. Lovely stuff. And what two lovely children, and a credit to their family they are. Okay, that's where we have to leave it on the show today. If you messaged in on any of the topics today, I didn't get to them. I'll carry them over tomorrow, but that's